Hello and welcome everyone. This is Race on Oz. It's Monday night. It's the PC League. My name is Nick. I'm going to be taking you through round number 4 of the Series 3 of the GT3s this season. We are in the magnificent Spa in Belgium, and we will be doing 100 minutes this evening. So very exciting to get all of that kicked off very, very shortly. Let's have a quick look at where we are. Round number 4 of 9. Last week was in Snetterton. It was Terry Rayton who took his first race victory for the season. Before that was a 14th and a 2nd. So great result for him last week. He was able to get a really good start. He had a cracking battle with he and Paul Russell, but he went a little bit longer before his pit stop. He had a really good stop. Paul Russell didn't have a good stop though. He did have a bit of a mishap at the end there, almost stuffed it up. Just got his timing mixed up a little bit there. Peter Wall was the silver class victor. He had a really solid race. That's done great things for his championship aspirations. He was sitting in 3rd in the championship before his class victory, last week. So that's the 3rd different class winner we've had in silver class this season so far. 3 from 3, and also the same thing for AM as well. So it was Herbertron who took his first class victory of the season. Had a cracking race. He says he's been in the post-race interview, done a lot of work practicing, and really likes the brakes on the Ferrari as well. So cracking result for him last week. We'll see if he can replay that for him this evening. So that was the class winners. Let's have a look at the championship. So as it sits, Andrew Lawrenson, it was a DNF last week. He had trouble at the start of the race. It was some sort of equipment failure. And he's not racing this evening either. So Terry Rayton sitting in 2nd after that win last week, only 9 points behind, and Max Ricker 9 points behind him in 3rd place after his second place of the season. Paul Russell sitting there in 4th on 144. Benjamin Hignett 132 in 5th. Jack Steele, a really good solid result for him last week on the podium. 128 points. James Pierre Reid 7th. 8th Matt Frost. 9th is Mitch Hayes, and 10th is Adrian Rice. Over to the silver and the AM classes. So you can see there Adrian Rice currently leads the way on 88 points. Peter Wall in 2nd on 80 points, and Neil Fakeney in 3rd on 68. So the top 3 have all had a class victory so far this season. Chris Hildebrand sitting in 4th. He's not racing this evening. And Mark Hurley in 5th. He is in the room this evening. AM class, Herbertron sitting in top of the pops. Good to see. 76 points. He's had 1 class win, as has Wally Masterson in 2nd and Lee Perkins in 3rd. Mark Stevens sitting 4th. Mike Lewin and Simeon Coco yet to open up the account this season. Having a look at the ballast there, you can see Andrew Lawrenson, 12 kilos, not racing this evening. Terry Rayton, 10 kilos. Max Ricker, 8. 3 for Russell, Hayes and Steele. Fakeney, Rice and Moore, all with 2 kilos. And there's the penalty points, 45 to Hurley, Lewin, Hignett, Mack, Hildebrandt and Latanzio. Let's take a quick look. Benjamin Hignett, I hope I got the geography right for you this week. We're going from England to Belgium. And as you can see on the screen, this is the magnificent Spa circuit. Just had the Spa 24-hour race here last weekend, not this weekend, being weekend before. 20 turns, it's 7.04 kilometers. The famous Eau Rouge into Rayon, the Kemmel Straight into Le Combe, Bruxelles. You've got No Name or Jackie X Corner, turn 11. Pouon, the double left-hander, going into Campus, Stavelot. Then you're coming around through Blanchimont and the famous bus stop chicane. So it's an awesome circuit. It's definitely one of my favourites, and I think I'm not the only one there who finds it a favourite. As you can see, Terry Rayton is certainly Vinny Canero, is certainly finding it a favourite right now. He is the top of the times, sitting there at 2 minutes 17.602 as free practice is just winding up now. So he's just finishing off his laps. Terry Rayton up there again. Max Ricker, Pierre Reid, Russell. Been lots of talk about wing settings and what wings people will be running. So good to see the Porsche up there. Andrew Lawrenson, not racing this evening. He's picking up some parents, I think. His parents from the airport this evening. which is quite nice of him. Bit of a Uber driver this evening. I think Chris Hildebrandt is not racing either. So not far away from getting things underway. Ricker will definitely be in the fight this evening, as he is most weeks. We've got a nice healthy field again. 20 cars. 100 minutes on a Monday night. Not the most appealing. But yeah, a nice healthy turnout this evening. So good to see. Neil Fakeney finishing off his laps as well. So not too far away from getting this one started, as I'll just make some of my notes here. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you are too. Hope your week has been well. What a cracking British Grand Prix it was last night as well. They had GT3s at Suzuka this weekend. V8 supercars were up in Townsville, and I'm sure there was plenty of other motorsport going around. I think they're in the WEC. I think are in Brazil this week, which is exciting. Might be able to squeeze it in. I've got one more week of my Stan subscription to go before I get that cancelled. Here we go.
Green light, go, go, go.
And is it going to be Vinny Canero first? Ah, he got beaten this week by Peter Wall. So Peter Wall's beaten him out of the pits. Vinny Canero couldn't get first out of the pits this week. It's important to get out there nice and early. I'd expect to see all cars out on circuit pretty much straight away. One of the cars is Adrian Rice. Have a look at this bad boy. Look at that. He updated his livery. That looks just absolutely delightful. So no word on whether he did that himself or if it was someone else, but nonetheless, quite stunning. So that looks, yeah, fantastic. Great to see. That's what I love about PC, the unique liveries you can get. Speaking of good liveries, here's another one. Mark Hurley out there in the Ferrari. About Matt Frost as well. We'll be looking for another strong results. Expect to see him in the top half of the field. Mike Lewin for Tango Racing. He is out there right now. Peter Wall is the man I've got to keep my eye on. Where are you, Peter Wall? Number 17. Alright. Terry Rayton from Laundry House. He'll be looking to try and take the championship lead this evening. Max Ricker saw before. James Pierre Reid is out there as well. Paul Russell. I'm sure all the Russells will be watching. Hello to all the Russells. Heather and the family that like to watch Paul race every week. Fantastic stuff. Peter Wall is not too far away from getting his lap underway. It looks like Vinny Canero actually overtook him. So get him up on the screen and let's go for a lap of Spa with the man who topped the timesheets in FP1 or FP, free practice. We have one session starting a little bit early this evening as well. I'm glad that I managed to get that sorted. These little mini enduros haven't been kind to me the last few, so we're off to a good start already. And I'm not too sure if he's invalidated his lap there. Some strange stuff going on with my time screen. Right. Wait and see. Hopefully. So Canero still working away at the wheel there. Just jump off board with him. Yeah, this would be very tricky if my timing screen isn't working. See, it isn't working for anyone else right now. You can see on the left-hand side, which is a little bit odd. I have to wait till he finishes this lap to see, but it hasn't registered as him starting a lap. Very odd. So he makes his way out of Stavelot. Alright, we'll wait as he makes his way up towards the left-hander of Blanchimont. Here we go, and then he'll make his way towards the bus stop chicane. Let's see if it registers a lap here. This is definitely his first flying lap. We're almost 5 minutes through, so... And it was registering in free practice. Okay, that's really odd. It says he did a 2 minute 19, and they're all starting as per normal now. So I'm not too sure what the issue was there, but looks like it's Paul Russell is the top of the timetables right now. Pierre Reid will be the next one to make his way through. Runs a little bit deep there at the bus stop. He'll make his way towards the line. Goes up into P5 for now. Who else is finishing their lap? Nando Latanzio, 37. Wally Masterson, first round AM winner. Wally Masterson. Simeon Coco, he's yet to open his account this season. What about Benjamin Hignett? He's making his way in the Pit Viper Space 69 entry. Heading towards the line. A 2 minute 18.692. Jack Steele currently on pole position right now. It was Hignett who finished fourth. Canero still out there, so getting his laps in. It is quite a long lap, just over 2 minutes, so about 140 seconds. Yeah, quite extensive. One of the longest circuits on the calendar. Potentially it wouldn't be as long as the Nordschleife that we'll be visiting in a few rounds from now. It'll just be a jump back across the border to Germany. Here's Warlow continuing on his lap. Gone almost halfway, so really important to get in laps early as well as valid laps too, which can be a bit of an issue sometimes. We've got a few other drivers filtering through there, Hurley and Russell as well. Adrian Rice making his way towards the line. This will be his first timed run. Let's see what he's got in that Ford Mustang. Good enough for P9 for now. Here's Wally Masterson. He's sitting in 20th. Mitch Hayes crosses the line as well. Go back to Wally. Makes his way through Blanchimont. Braking nice and hard for the bus stop. And heading towards the line. Good enough for P16 for now. Who else is out there? Neil Fakeney making his way just out at Stavelot. Now through Cortair Paul Ferrer. And then he'll make his way through turn 17, and then 18 is Blanchimont. That's 17. This is 18 here. Being careful not to hit the inside curb that can upset the car severely. Send you off there. Hard on the brakes, down through the gears. 2:19.9 is his best time so far. Will he beat that? Don't think so. So he misses out just. Remains in 15th position. 6.5 minutes remaining in this qualifying session, setting the grid for round number 4 of the season, almost at the halfway mark. We're going to take a week's break next week, and then we'll be back after that. Where we will be, I don't know, but we'll work that out at the end. Max Ricker has gone to top of the pops, so car number 1 is number 1 right now. This car here, Vinny Kinero, looking to knock him off the 1, 2, 3. Looking like he's going to do just that right now, as we're just under 6 minutes remaining. Here's Jack Steele. He was sitting at the top of the times there for a moment. Not so right now. He's in P5. Looking to scrub some time off. He's 2 minute 8.692. This should be good enough for probably second row of the grid. It is good enough for P4 right now. Don't know what's going on with the timing of Max Ricketts. This is laps 31.5 minutes. So some gremlins right now in the system in terms of timing. Back to Wally Masterson. He is just down on his best time right now at 2 minute 20.927. Highest of the AM class is Herbertron in P14. Highest of the silver class is Adrian Rice. He's having a very consistent season thus far. Looking to continue on with that in the Mustang. Yeah, Max Ricker's timing is all out of whack right now. He's still in P2 as Coco heads across. Mike Luen not looking like he's going to improve on that time. Herbertron coming close to the line. Lee Perkins is almost there. He's just behind Herbertron. Went's a little bit deep there. Just overshoots the scrub for a bit of time. Still will be an improvement. Good enough for P9. Nice work from Lee Perkins, our round 1 AM class winner. So round 1 or round 2? It might have been round 2 in Laguna Seca. His Steele, he's a couple of tenths up on his best time. I have no idea what is going on with Max Ricker at the moment. He's saying that his lap time's at a 33-minute mark. So hopefully that rectifies itself by the time race time comes around. Steele. Oh, he's he was up just marginally, a couple of tenths. Let's see if he can hold on to that. Had to be able to get him third on the grid. No, I don't think it will. So, no, couldn't hold on to that time. Here's Wally Masterson again, just a tick over 3 minutes remaining in qualifying. Ricker is out there. Where is he though? Where is Max Ricker on the track? Oh, yeah, he's just... There he is, right behind. You can see him just there. Let's see what sort of time he puts in now as Herbertron. Not Herbertron, Wally Masterson moves up into 17th. Ricker remains in P1. His timing looks like it's sorted itself out, thankfully. Here's Mike Luen, 18th position. He's just invalidated his lap, so no good for him. Oh, this timing screen is doing my head in right now. Maybe it needs to be updated again. I'm not too sure, but soldier on. I told you, it's these mini enduros. They're no good. They just don't treat me right. Says he's up by almost 2 tenths on his best time with 2 minutes to go. So this is a good time to be up by a couple of tenths while you're sitting on pole position. Rick is still out there, says he's invalidated his lap. Kinero's got this thing hooked up almost 4 tenths the difference to second. 7/10 the difference to Rayton. So it's a second the difference between first and sixth right now. So it's a pretty spread out old field. It is one of those tracks as well that the racing can become a little bit dull because there's so much room. It's 7 kilometres in length, so it can become quite spaced out. Hopefully we get some good racing, at least for a part of this. It can often produce sort of a bit of a snooze fest. So Kinero, I'm not too sure if he's up or down right now. My timing screen is not having any of it at the moment. It says that he's down. Hignet just up ahead. So Kinero 2:17.437. Here's Hignet. He is up on his best time. Where can he come out? Into P4. Good result for him. Here's Terry Rayton up by 3/10. We've gone 000. So these are the final laps of the session. And there's quite a few cars still out on track. So they're all getting in their last possible laps. The first one to finish will be Terry Rayton. Half a second up, almost 7/10 of a second there. Flashed for a moment. It's not good enough for pole. And I think third is where he'll remain. Yes, he does. Peter Wall, he was the first car out on circuit. He's 1.5 tenths up on his best time. 2:19.430. Currently sitting in 11th. He's the second highest silver driver, just tucked in there behind Adrian Rice. Virtually nothing separating them right now. So he makes his way through Pullen. A couple of cars deciding their laps are done. They'll teleport back to the pits. And Wall improving on his time, so looking to take the highest of the silver drivers. And he does. He goes up into P9. Nice work there from Peter Wall. Car number 176. That's Mitch Hayes. He's up by a couple of tenths on his time. So a 2:18.885. Let's see if he can improve on that as he makes his way through the bus stop. Makes up a bunch of time, half a second faster. Goes up into 6th position. Here's Paul Russell down there in 7th right now. About a couple of tenths up as he makes his way through the bus stop chicane. What can he do here? He's got Mitch Hayes just up ahead of him by 4/100ths of a second. He's got to beat that. He goes into P5. Nice work from Paul Russell, but it's Vinny Kinero. Congratulations. He is the fastest pro driver out there. He takes pole position. The other one was Peter Wall. Congratulations to Peter Wall. So continuing on his good form from last week. And Lee Perkins, he takes P1 for AM as well. So that is the grid right now for round number 4 of the Race on Oz PC series. I will be back very, very shortly. About 2.5 minutes, I'll be back. We'll take a look at the grid and we'll be getting underway for round number 4. I'll be back shortly. Oops, wrong. That's the wrong one. There we go.
good so far. Let's see if you can keep it up. Thank you. Now you're currently P15. Do you think you can go faster than I qualifying? I think you can.
I hope so. First shot we did was okay, but we had a bit of traffic and could have been better. And we changed everything on car for the second one. It wasn't really an improvement, so we couldn't improve our time, unfortunately. So now we try to brainstorm how to put everything together. We have a good car, but like I said, we just don't have so much experience in these new rally tires. So we're trying to work it out. We have one more shot to go. It's our best. It's quite a bit different. It's obviously a different concept of a car, but it's a very cool car to drive. You have to work in it, and it's fun. And it's quite a challenge. And I like it. I think it suits my driving style, so it's nice. Everything was new, and in the beginning it was quite a lot to learn. And now since the second half, it's going really well. I'm just starting to feel at home, and I think it's really cool. So I'm enjoying it.
Let's see how it goes. Thank you.
So it's like, oh, we got a tank snapper. Yeah. But whether that was caused by something that we can't see, but once got the tank snapper, it was nothing more than a passenger, and hopefully the impact of rearward impact.
Alright, we are back. Yeah, cool.
Look, an impact like that is, you're not going to just jump out of the car and say happy days.
Yeah.
Your body
Alright, let's
so it belongs to the league. That's the thing.
go
Really is.
through it.
Suddenly you see the
So Kinero on pole position. Rika will be starting just next to him. So it's going to be a very interesting run up through Eau Rouge. It's obviously go start on the GT grid. Terry Rayton starting in third. Fourth will be Benjamin Hignett. Fifth, Paul Russell in the Porsche. So 2 Porsches in the top 5. And Aston Martin belonging to Jack Steele starting in 6th. 7th will be Mitch Hayes. Good result for Mitch Hayes. Matt Frost is 8th. 9th is Peter Wall. And 10th is Lee Perkins. Just thought I'd point out that Vinny Kinero with pole position. That's our second different pole position sitter. So that breaks the run of 3 in a row from Andrew Lawrenson. So good to see Vinny Kinero break that streak. Adrian Rice in 11th. 12th is Neil Fakeney. James Pierre Reid will begin the race in 13th position. 14th is going to be Mark Hurley in the Ferrari, and then it's a series of Ferraris after that. Nando Latenzio, Herbertron, Wally Masterson, Mick Lewin. So 5 Ferraris from 14th to 18th. Simeon Coco in 19th, and rounding out the grid is James Mack. So it's a giant Porsche sandwich. Porsche in 1st and 20th as they begin their warm-up lap. Beautiful scenes at Spa. Weather looks delightful. So track 30 degrees. You can see in the top right-hand corner of the screen, 22 degrees. Air temperature absolutely pristine. Beautiful conditions. These drivers will be loving it. Starting at 1:08 in the afternoon as they all filter along the Kemmel Straight. Just need to quickly. How would I do that? Oh, that is how I will do it. I'm just trying to get the all the standings written down because I didn't get around to it. The only thing that I didn't do. Where did I see it? I saw it somewhere. There it is. Boom. Good work, Neil Fakeney. So Adrian Rice, he's the leader of Silver, Peter Wall, and Fakeney. C. Hildebrandt and Mark Hurley. Yay! So 111 for those guys. Beautiful. And then AM. Let's put it on up there, right? In the AM, it is Herbertron. 88. 80. This is very professional. 68, 52, 29. Okay, Herbertron, Masterson. 6 and 7. Ollie Masterson. Lucky it's a long lap, eh? Just talk amongst yourselves, it's alright. We won't miss any of the action once we get started. And Stevens. Where's Mark Stevens tonight? I haven't seen him. Or is he out there? I don't think he is, no. Simeon Cocker. And then it's 76, 76, 62, 58, 46, 36. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'm all good. I will need that later on. I'm sure of it. So, here we go. Oh no, still a while to go. They're only going through Blanchimont now. Plenty of time still to go. Hour and 40 minutes. One of 3 enduros. We're going to be doing, after this break, then we come back and we do another 100-minute race. After that, I think it's, is it Budapest? Can't remember. Let's see, races. Yeah, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe. We're back at the Hungaro Ring. And then Zandvoort. Yeah, it is an enduro around Hungaro Ring. That's going to be pretty brutal. Hungaro Ring, Zandvoort, and then we'll do another enduro around the Nordschleife. Plus finish it off with Valencia and Paul Ricard. Decent track list this season as well, have to say. Here we go. So they're making their way just through the source now, and then we will get the green light once they make their way towards the GT3 start-finish line. 20 cars, looking resplendent right now, and we are about to get round number 4 of the season underway.
Green light, go, go, go.
There it is. Looks like Kinero got a pretty good start. So did Ricker. Hignet in there as well, followed by Rayton. Russell got a good jump too in the Porsche. All seem to be making their way up through Radeon and up through Eau Rouge and Radeon very nicely. So everyone's managed to get away without any dramas. It's Kinero leading. You got Max Ricker, Hignet, Rayton, Russell, Steele. Mitch Hayes is in there. I think that's Neil Fakeney as well. And got a little bit of jostling, I think, back in the pack there. No, we don't. It's all good at the front. So everyone on their best behaviour. And looks like Fakeney managed to get past Perkins, and I think Reed made a move in there as well. Back at the front of the field, it's Kinero leading the way. Ricky giving chase. Hignet, Rayton, Russell, Steele, Hayes and Frost. And yeah, a nice clean start from everyone. Bar one, Nando Latenzio in the pits. So I'm not too sure what's happened to him. He's got some sort of issue going on. As we have a look here at Hignet and Rayton pouring the pressure on the McLaren right now. So last week's race winner, Terry Rayton, looking to make a good start here. Currently sitting in 4th. Kinero leading the way, making their way just out of campus now through Stavelot. The right-hander running a little bit wide through there, which is the general prescribed line. And very, very good to see that everyone managed to get away. Nando Latenzio, I think that's the second time this season he's missed the start. I think it was round number 1. He had some, his pedals wanted to run the update just as the race started. And yeah, not the best timing for him, and he missed that. And not too sure what's happened this evening is Pierre Reed making a move on Lee Perkins. Nice work from him. That's the end of the first lap. Kinero almost at a second lead already over Max Ricker. So Vinny Canero, he had some issues with his equipment as well in Laguna Seca. As they go up through the top of Radion, out of Eau Rouge, up the Kemmel Straight. Those McLarens have plenty of tow. So no dramas there. Terry Rayton in the Ford, able to keep up without any problems either. So now coming through Lecom, this little complex here, the right-left-right-hander. And then it's down the hill into Bruxelles. And it looks like Mark has made up a lot of ground already. So he started in P20. He's already moved up 5 positions. He's in P15 right now. So a cracking start from James Mack there. I thought it was a little bit low for him to be down at the bottom of the field. And maybe it's just a qualifying anomaly. Finds himself in P15. So nice, good, strong start there from James Mack. This is Hignett pouring the pressure on his fellow McLaren compatriot in Max Ricker. Those two end to end, and it looks like Latenzio has managed to get going again. There he is. So he's looking to join this train. He will be a lap down, however, so plenty of work in front of him for the next hour and 36 minutes as this one is just underway. As we're watching Hignett and Ricker going at it, Terry Rayton just hanging in there. Highest top speeds so far, 275 kilometres. That's Lee Perkins in the Ferrari. Ricker's been recorded at 268, Hignett at 273, so some pretty quick speeds. And this man's making light work of the field right now. This is James Pierre-Reid. Let's see how this came about. Oh, so this is just coming through Blanchimont there. Oh, no, not just into Blanchimont now. Got on the inside curb there as well. Was able to sort of just ride it, if you like. That was Perkins in the background on Fakeney as they come into the bus stop. Fakeney able to hold that position as we go back to live action. We're looking at Terry Rayton now. Continues to hound the back of Benjamin Hignett, who's continuing to give chase to Ricker. Gap is at 1.6 seconds, so Canero is fast in that Porsche tonight. He topped the times in free practice, he topped the times in qualifying, and he is currently top of the... Oops, wrong one. There we go. Adrian Rice putting the move on Lee Perkins. Let's go and have a look at that again, shall we? So up the Kemmel Straight here, and he is going to get him right at the very end, I think. Yeah, he does. Nice work under brakes there from Adrian Rice. He takes that position. Good enough for P12, third in class right now for Adrian Rice. Back to Hignett and Ricker. Both almost identical lap times on that previous lap as well. But very encouraging. It was a clean start from everyone, as it normally is, but you never want to see drivers, make contact on the opening lap of a 100-minute enduro either. It's just not really worth it, is it? So everyone on their best behaviour, which is fantastic to see as Hignett continues to hunt down Max Ricker. Very, very similar lap times, only about a 10th difference on that last trip around from these two. Advantage to... wasn't actually. Here's Pierre-Reid. He gets another job done here on Peter Wall. Yeah, nice work, Pierre-Reid. Here we go into La Source. Going down the inside. He's able to complete it. Nice work and just getting in front of the Ferrari as we go back to live images now. At the end of the Kemmel Straight, and that move is well and truly completed. 2.2 seconds now is the gap between Vinny Canero and Max Ricker. So Canero on fire right now. Last lap around, he did a 2-minute 18.107. That is our fastest lap of the race. Give you a bit of perspective, that was 0.6 faster than the chasing Max Ricker. So Canero is all over it. He's red hot right now, and he has that Porsche absolutely humming. Long way still to go in this one, but a very, very strong start from the number 123 Porsche. Here's Hignett. He continues to hound away on Max Ricker. Just a little bit of an update here of risers and fallers. One of the highest risers is Pierre Reid. He started in 13th, currently 9th. Mac started in 19th, currently 15th right now. So, a couple of the big risers. No real big fallers. Lee Perkins dropped 3 spots from where he started. But that's about it. So, in the grand scheme of things, not too bad. And plenty of time for Lee Perkins to make that up. Like I said, haven't seen any sort of nose to tails or any incidents. Rubbing of panels. It's all looked very, very clean and tidy to start, as we've become quite accustomed to here. Oh, no. That was... Did we lose one then? I thought we did. Did we? No. Hignett. Canero's still here. There he is. Did we lose one? No. I thought that we did. Oh, what's happened to Lee Perkins here? He's dropped down a couple of spots, so he's lost spots to Hurley and Rice there. He's got J-Mac right behind him. I'm not too sure if we can call him J-Mac, but you know, we do it anyway. Into the toe. Pulls out. Goes down the inside. Nice move. Textbook stuff there from James Mack in the Porsche. Whoop, wrong one. There we go. And yeah, Perkins has got Herbertron now for company. And James Mack has already moved on to Mark Hurley. So Canero, Ricker, Hignett. Did we lose one? I'm trying to think. Paul Russell's still there. I don't think we did. I think we're alright. Heather Russell, I can see, is in the chat there. How are you, Heather? Hope you're well. Hope all the Russells are well. Who else is out there? So the gap is at 2.4 seconds. The difference between Max Ricker. Oh, I should go back to that, shouldn't I? It's between, Ricker and Canero. So Canero, 2-second gap. He was only a 10th faster on that last lap. So let's see how they go around. A 17.925, fastest lap of the race. Ricker does a 2:18.3. So Canero in a league of his own right now. Only car in the 2:17s at this stage. James Mack continues to hound the rear of the 177 Ferrari belonging to Mark Hurley. Beautifully presented Pennzoil Oils livery. Oh, this is going to be very, very interesting. Side by side into Eau Rouge. Have a look at that. James Mack, full commitment. Oh, and Lee Perkins now getting in on the action. How good is this? Making their way up the Kemmel Straight, go above the tree line. Let's see that again. That was awesome. Let's go on board with James Mack. Have a look at this. Whoa. Pulled out of it a little bit there, but yeah, that was great racing. They were almost 3 wide there up the Kemmel Straight as we go back to live images now. And Neil Fakeney and Adrian Rice going at it. So there was almost contact there, and Fakeney getting the job done. Let's go to the replay here. Let's have a look. So where is this? This is in Bruxelles. Yeah, it is. Going around the outside. He left the inside line for Jackie Ick's corner, turn 11. And he gets that job done. And I don't think there was any contact there between the two drivers. And if there was, it was only absolutely minimal. So good stuff. Good hard racing in the early stages of this one. Almost been going for 15 minutes now. And Vinny Canero is the race leader right now. His gap is 3.2 seconds between he and Max Ricker. Benjamin Hignett in third, runs very, very deep there at the chicane. And that's all you need to do to give Terry. You don't need to do any more than that to open up the door for Terry Rayton, and he goes through. Let's go to Hignett here. Let's go on board with him and see what happens. I'm not too sure if he missed his braking marker or something. Not too sure what happened there as we go back to live images now. There we go. So he's now behind Terry Rayton as this battle between Adrian Rice and Neil Fakeney continues to rage on. And this time around, it's Fakeney who is on the receiving end of getting overtaken, and Adrian Rice now moves himself back up into P11. He's second in class at this stage, and I wonder, a little bit of cloud cover going on here. Forecast says the next 15 minutes be a bit overcast. Air temperature is 22 degrees. Track temperature is 29. It's 1:46 in the afternoon. Spa is known for its weather, so it'd be very interesting to see if we do get any weather. There's still a very long way to go on this one. It's probably the most overused term in motorsports. This is a good battle between Rice and Fakeney. So Fakeney, he has a class win in silver, as does Adrian Rice. They're separated by 20 points in the championship. Adrian Rice is the silver class championship leader. Neil Fakeney, he's sitting in third position right now. Peter Wall, he's in second. He's actually leading silver class right now. So the top 3 in silver championship are all running in 10th, 11th and 12th. What about Pierre Reid? He's been on the hunt early in this one. He's got Matt Frost in the 666 BMW going down the inside, and he gets the job done. Nice move from James Pierre Reid as we go back to replay. Let's go on board for this one. Hard under brakes, comes from a long way back too. That is a really, really nice move from Pierre Reid. He gets the job done as we go back to live images. So he's moved up into 8th position. He started in 13th. So up 5 spots. Great work. And yeah, it continues to get more and more overcast right now. So we'll see if that brings any weather with it other than a bit of cloud. But yeah, air temperature 22 degrees, track 29 is at optimum. Just write that down. Just as a little note for later, and I'll keep an eye on that as we go along. Paul Russell on the screen. He started in 5th. He's in 5th. The top 7 haven't changed positions would have been a little bit a different story if Hignett didn't run deep and allow Rayton through, but it's restored the order at the top 7, so they're all still running line astern from where they started. Russell's last lap, 2 minute 18.792, chasing down Hignett, who did a 2:19.145, so that was where we saw him going deep under brakes at the bus stop chicane. Vinny Canero, though, he continues to lead. 4.1 seconds is the gap. Absolutely flying, Vinny Canero. 2 minutes 17.930. So only 5/1000th of a second off the fastest lap of the race. That has been set by Carl123. So good stuff from him. Here's Jack Steele looking to put a move on Paul Russell. He was in an absolutely cracking battle last week with Terry Rayton. If it wasn't for the long pit stop from Russell as well, he would have been contending. He ended up finishing 5th. So he's on a bit of a worrying trend at the moment. He's finished 3rd, 4th and 5th in the first 3 races. So he's in 5th right now. I think he'd take that over the trend if it's anything to go by. It would be 6th. And you can see the cars are already getting quite dirty already. There's a bit of a shake, rattle and roll there at the top of Radion out of Eau Rouge by Russell. 2:19.187 last lap around. 2:19.055 from Steele. So slight pace advantage. And yeah, that track temperature remaining the same, 29 degrees. And we have got clouds now, so no sun. So having a look there in the top right hand corner of the screen, we can see the forecast is now clouds. It used to have the little sunshine icon. Are we going to see some weather? This is going to be very, very interesting if we do. It's way too early for a one-stopper right now with just on 80 minutes remaining, slightly over by a matter of seconds. This is good stuff though. So the gap seems to have stabilised at about 4 seconds. The difference between Canero and Ricker. Ricker that last lap around at 2 minute 18.582 compared to the 17.905. So no one else has touched the 17s yet. So Vinny Canero is the only driver. He's done that a couple of times already this session, this race. The other fastest driver out there who's done a fast lap, a 2:18.105. That was James Pierre Reid, who's on an absolute charge. So just watch how this plays out. But here he is. Last lap from Hayes was a 2 minute 19.355. Reid did a 2:18.1. What do they do this trip around? Almost half a second faster. Advantage to Pierre Reid. So there's going to be an overtake upcoming shortly if that trend continues. And perhaps this car was specifically set up for the race because he started in 13th position. And maybe he had the race more in mind than he did in qualifying. It's starting to pay dividends very early on in this one. So just pop up the top of the radio. Such a great shot, camera shot. Here we go. Looked like Hayes was trying to break the toe there. It's a very awkward length, this straight. Only 770 metres, so you have to be relatively close to the car in front to make a move into the Lecom. We did see Reid make a move from the fairway out a little while ago, so it's not necessarily the rule, if you like. So we're on board with the Honda driver. Judging by the steering wheel inputs, looking nice and calm. A little bit of understeer there, put the Mozza on him. So, and he runs wide as well, so that's what happens. You give a man a wrap and get back to him shortly. Here's the battle that I want to see. Terry Rayton versus Benjamin Hignett. So Hignett ran deep at the bus stop. That was enough to allow Terry Rayton to make his way through. So they swapped positions a few laps ago now. Hignett last lap around a 2:18.8. Terry Rayton a 2:19 flat. So good battle going on between Ford and McLaren. Last week's race winner. And Benjamin Hignett, he's yet to taste the podium this season. A 5th, a 9th and a 4th. So his best race result for last season. This season, was last week. So on that lap, Rayton a 2:19.327. Hignett a 2:18.982. What's going on, Paul Russell? Are you in the pits? No. Just freak out there a little bit. Not too sure. A few little gremlins in the system tonight. So pop at the top of there of Radeon. Can't quite get a run on him here, the McLaren. Not quite at the end of the straight. So it's definitely become more overcast. But track temperatures and air temperatures have not changed. And neither has the forecast. So the forecast is remaining cloudy. And yeah, track temperature of 29 degrees has not moved. Neither has the air temperature. Wind is 0 kilometers. So there's not any weather expected to come in. It's a big factor. Well, it was a factor last night in the British Grand Prix. It was very English weather. It was 11 degrees. Do you believe that? 11 degrees in the middle of summer in the afternoon. I think it was 6 degrees where I was when I was watching it. Only a 5-degree difference. It's pretty wild. Beautiful in my neck of the woods today. I think it was 16 degrees. Felt like I was in Queensland or something there, sort of winters. So this battle continues to rage on. Having a look through the rest of the field, I might just check out a couple of others. We'll ride with these guys until the end of the lap. Looking from the rear of the Laundry House 85 entry, Terry Rayton. Under the brakes into the bus stop. Continue around for another lap. Hignett looks pretty close here. So we know that he's generally pretty aggressive, Benjamin Hignett. Doesn't mind mixing it up. He'll definitely be fancying himself a shot here. He was about a 10th and a half quicker on that previous lap. So the sparks there flying from the rear of the Ford. And once again, the power of the Ford able to just keep the McLaren at bay. Like I said, it's a very awkward 770 metres. Just needs to be about another 200 to 300 metres longer. A bit more overtaking. Terry Rayton top speed 273, Hignett 274. So the Aston Martin though is king of them all, 276 kilometres. Fastest speed recorded in this race so far. I'm going to stick with it as we go on board with Hignett. So air and track temperature still unchanged. Definitely has become a little bit darker. See the brake lights reflecting off the ground there. As Hignett just having to saw the wheel ever so slightly, just controlling that rear end. Happy for it to move around a little bit. Not great for the tyres. A little bit of understeer there. To keep it moving. got Russell and Steele just tucked in behind him. Down through the gears, no issues. Downshifting this time around. Nice lines through there. Rayton's definitely up for it though. And was that a move? Steele and Russell might have just exchanged spots and then exchanged them back again. Looking at these guys from the rear. And looks like Pierre Reid and Hayes. Oh, what's happened to Pierre Reid? He was having such a good run. This was out of the bus stop chicane. What happens here? So that's Hayes in the Ferrari. Reid looking good to go down the inside. Did he just outbrake himself? I think he just confused himself a little bit. First he went right, then he went left, then he changed his mind, and then next thing you know, he was around the wrong way. So he's now down in P9. He's just lost that spot to Matt Frost. This is Mac. So he started in 19th position. He's having a great race so far. Mark Hurley, he started in 14th, so he's moved up a spot. And Lee Perkins, just at the back of these guys, he started in 10th position. So he's gone south while the other two have gone north. Oh, James Mack, nice big power slide there out of I think turn 9, part of the Lacombe complex. The downhill right-hander of Bruzel's. Looks like Coco is in the pits as well. There he is, making a stop. Pretty early stop indeed, and I think that was a stop to remove himself from the race. So it looks like we've lost our first one. Simeon Coco is the first casualty of the evening. He lasted half an hour. That's a good effort. So not too sure what the issue was with him there, but he's done for the evening. Here's Hignett continuing to pile the pressure on Terry Rayton. So last week it was a Porsche that he was chasing Terry Rayton for the majority of it. He was able to get through and take it home for the victory. Our first different race winner of the season. Before that had been Andrew Lawrenson. The first two out in Coda and Laguna Seca. The Laundry House domination though continues. So all three races have been won by a Laundry House driver. Terry Rayton will be trying to make it 2 on the trot, but he's got his work cut out for him because Vinny Canero continues to lead this one. He is 5.5 seconds ahead of Max Ricker, so he's just continued to just chip away and keep on solidifying that lead. So it was hovering at about 4 seconds for a little while there, and he's just extended that out by a second. So 5.1 is the difference. His last lap around, he did a 2:18.572. Ricker did a 2:18.830, so he gives a bit of an idea on the pace that those guys are going at. Drive-through, 512, truck limits. That's Herbitron, I think. Yeah, it is. Yep, in the AM, down there in 16th position. So he has a drive-through penalty to serve. So after last week's AM class victory, he is now down there in 16th with a penalty to serve. So he was running second in class to Lee Perkins. The gap between the two was 3 seconds. That will be significantly more than that once he serves that penalty. So I did mention in the beginning, this is a circuit that you can sort of really, the field can really stretch out quite a lot, but we haven't had the first pit stops yet. So once that happens, we generally see it sort of thin out and then accordion back at the end of the race. Here's Hignett, just having a look, just letting Hignett, letting Rayton know that he's there, filling his mirrors. Surprised he hasn't got the lights fully on either at this stage. He's just got normal lights, not the Enduro lights on. Track's still optimum. It has now become overcast, but has not affected the temperature. I've been keeping an eye on it. 22 and 29, air and track, have not changed. 2:22 in the afternoon. In-game time. We go on board car 471. Brayton defending down the inside, opening up the possibility of a run around the outside. Oh, quite difficult to do through there. This is good driving from Hignett right there. For him to keep control of the car, he had a little bit of dirty air that he had to deal with, and still stay stuck to the bumper of the Ford. That's classy driving right there. I'm loving the reflection as well off the wing of the brake lights. That looks pretty sweet. That almost makes driving behind it tolerable. At least you got a nice view. Mustangs do look absolutely delightful as well in this game, I have to say. About 34 minutes, almost 34 minutes into this one. 34 of 100. So we'll be inching closer to the halfway mark. And we have a little bit of sun appearing. I think we do. Drive-through is cleared. And the forecast is for a little bit of sunlight. So the potential for some weather is certainly dissipated right now. It's going to get a little bit finer than what it was. Have been going at it for a fair while too, so been some good hard close racing between the two, some battles behind. One of them is between Paul Russell and Jack Steele. Let's see what sort of lap they do this trip around. Paul Russell 2:19.6, 2:19.2 to Steele. The second's the gap's half a second. It was 4/10 faster on that previous lap, so Jack Steele making up some ground on the Porsche. As we go on board with him, we've got to follow him through Eau Rouge. Oh, had to eventually pull out of that one, just a lift. I think he's been the fastest car in the speed trap. He has 276 kilometres. Car there, back end, step out. So poor Russell, he's no stranger to having someone tucked in behind and pouring the pressure on. He's certainly shown in the past he's more than capable with soaking all of that up. That was Fake Me and Rice having a good go at each other right now out of Bruxelles, now through Jackie X corner, turn 11, formerly No Name, or you might like to call it that. Looks like it'd be a great spot to watch the racing as well through here. I'm pretty sure Pierre Reid, he's been here before. Definitely on the bucket list. They had the Spa 24-hour race here only a couple of weeks ago. F1 will be here in about a month or so. Seeing images of it in the middle of winter, absolutely snowed under. We don't have those conditions here though at all. Very, very delightful 22 degrees air temperature. What we're seeing has not moved throughout the race. What has moved though is the gap between Canero and Ricker. So not long ago it was at 5 seconds. It's now built up to 6.3. So Vinny Canero just continuing to gap Max Ricker. Last lap around, he was a couple of tenths faster, was Canero. 2:18.5 to 2:18.7. And he has been a picture of consistency. Continued to just inch that gap further and further away. And the first almost 40 minutes of this one hasn't put a foot wrong. He's thoroughly enjoying himself out there right now. He's got a nice healthy gap over last year's champion, Max Ricker. He's got the number 1 on his door. So far this season, a second, a sixth and a second. So he's had a decent start to the season. The 6th was at Laguna Seca. I think he picked up some damage, from memory, and had to deal with that for a little while before making his stop. And he was able to bring it home for 6th in that race. It was won by Andrew Lawrenson. Here's James Mack. He's pouring the pressure on Mark Hurley right now. 2 very lovely turned out cars as well, I must say. The Red Bull Racing entry, James Mack, Mark Hurley. I think it's Metal Steel Incorporated. Masterson, he's making a stop as well. It's very early, an hour to get home. Interesting to see if that pays off. Pierre Reid has come back out as well. So, 82 seconds stopped, 1:48 total. Masterson, what is he doing? He's ticked over 32 seconds now and counting. 38, 39, 40 seconds. I wonder if he had a little bit of damage then, perhaps. 41 seconds total stop time. Total stopped. So his pit lane time will be a little bit longer. At 1:56, so 8 seconds further. As Mark Hurley, he decides to pit as well. So he's pitted Ferraris and Honda. That away in the notebook for now, and we are bathed in beautiful sunshine once again. So we had those overcast conditions. It just ticked over 40 minutes of this one, 60 to go. So basically a sprint race, and right now it's Vinny Canero who continues to extend that gap further. Now it's 7.1, 7.234. 7.4 is where it stops right now over Max Ricky, who was 6/10 faster on that previous lap. It wasn't invalidated again, so we've already seen a car get a drive-through penalty for track limits. He'll have to be, I'm sure he'll be all over how many strikes he has right now. But whatever it is, it's not deterring him. He's still pumping in fast lap times. Hignett and Brayton, these guys have been going at it for a considerable amount of time right now, and we are coming up to the point in the race where we'll be able to get home on another tank of fuel. So no specific requirements for the pit stops into the Enduros. It's pretty much open slather. They have complete carte blanche with the strategy today. Here's Steele. So last time we checked, he was lapping faster than Russell. What does Russell do this trip around? 2:19.365, 2:19.415. So nothing in it between those two. And Hignett and Rayton. Hignett was actually half a second faster on that previous lap than Terry Rayton. So he's got the pace advantage. He can't quite convert it into a pass at the moment. They're flying through Radion there, up the Kemmel Straight now. They're all 770 metres, trying to get a tow. We know that for that Ford plenty of top-end speed, and once again, just proving elusive to get past. He's not an easy man to pass, Terry Rayton. If you've ever watched any Race on Oz races with him participating, he is a tough car to get past. Very, very fast racer. In the meantime, we've got a nice little 4-car battle. Peter Wall, he is the leader of the silver class. So he's currently leading. He's looking to make it back-to-back victories. Oh, James Mack! Ah, that sucks. Let's see what happened there. We'll go on board with him. Window wiper just being buffeted in the wind. Oh, just the back end just stepping out, and that was enough with the engine in the rear. Big pendulum, and around he went. So we go back to live images now. And Mack has dropped down into 13th. So still 6 spots higher than where he started. These are the two closest cars out on circuit. So it must start to become a little bit frustrating for Hignett, being able to get past, or is he just happy to bide his time right now? He seemed very cool and calm. We haven't really seen any rash moves from him. We haven't seen anything that's unnecessary. He's definitely he's asked a few questions to Terry Rayton, but there hasn't been anything outside the normal. It's all been quite controlled and composed. So Hignett looking to just bide his time, strike when he can. We go on board with him now. So he's got a good run down the start-finish straight into Eau Rouge. Oh, such a good feeling when you nail that corner. Up into 6th gear, making up ground. Rayton does a great job of defending on the inside, forcing him to go around the outside, and not quite this trip around. That was some good driving from both those drivers. Clever driving from Terry Rayton. I told you, he's a hard man to get to get past. So he's doing a great job of defending. That might start to bring these two into it a little bit. Haven't been quite lapping at the same pace. They've been sort of 3 to 4 tenths to half a second off the pace of the guys in front, but if they start to squabble with each other, then that may open up an opportunity for these two, Russell and Steele, to make up a little bit of ground. Russell and Steele, does it sound like a band name? Steele and Russell and Steele? Not too sure. I'm definitely not going to start singing, that's for sure. Here's Neil Fakeney. So this is the battle for silver class. So the top 3 in silver class all running 9th, 10th and 11th. And then just to make it nice and symmetric, I guess, but the leader of the AM class, that's Lee Perkins. Will we have our first repeat winner of a class, silver or AM class, this race? 54 minutes to go, so still a long way, almost halfway in fact we are. Here's Pierre Reid. So after that spin, he went into the pits, got his pit stop done. He's got Herbertron just up ahead of him. They're squabbling over 14th and 15th. The Honda getting up to side by side with the Ferrari. Who's going to be the latest on the brakes? We've seen Pierre make a move here already, and he gets the job done. So nice work there from James Pierre Reid, who was charging pretty hard early on. Now unfortunately sitting in 14th, which is 1 spot from where he started. So he's got a bit of work to do, make up some more ground in almost the second half of this one, which is about 3 minutes and 20 seconds away. And so far it's been a decent old race. It's been pretty good. I think when you don't have early race incidents, you know, you don't get sort of 2 or 3 cars that make contact, need to go onto the pits, then you're down to like 15, 16, 17 cars, then you might get someone else, you have a couple of drop out, and then the field can thin out pretty quick here. And then, because it's such a long circuit, yeah, the racing can become a little bit boring from a spectator perspective, which is the perspective that I'm talking from. As a driver, though, you don't really care about that. You just care about your race, which is completely understandable. And just seeing, have we lost another one? I'm not too sure. Kiniro continues to lead. I hope he does anyway. Yeah, Ricker in second, Rayton third, Hignett fourth, Russell. Yeah, so it looks like we're all good right now. Here's Lee Perkins. He's all over the back of another Ford. That's Adrian Rice, the updated livery. Looks splendid. That's James Mack just in the background of these guys as well. It's got a few good battles going on at the moment. Neil Fakney and Peter Wall, they're out there. A couple of Ruse veterans doing battle. Shout out to Neil Fakney, who does a lot of admin work in the background. Here's Vinny Canero. He's in the pits. So our race leader in the pits, Max Ricker. He's continued on. Have a look at this. Benjamin Hignett all over the rear of the Ford of Terry Rayton. Will it be this lap here? This is going to be a very interesting run down the hill out of La Source into Eau Rouge. Lovely. That's lovely. That's good. He's up into sixth a little bit earlier on the straight as well. This is looking good. This is looking good. Terry Rayton going defensive on the inside once again. That's been his modus operandi so far, and it's worked before and it's worked again. So Rayton just proving to be very, very difficult to pass. Not going to give that up without a fight. This is for a podium position. Where is Kiniro? Kiniro still in the pits right now. It is a very, very long pit lane. How long has he been in there for? 1 minute 25 and counting. About 1 minute 51. Minute 48 is a good time. A good time. He's still in there. We're at 42. 3, 4, 5. He should be on his way out. There he is. Yeah, good stop. Minute 47 in total. So nice work from Vinny Canero. Are these guys going to respond? We're right at the halfway mark. So he's possibly going to be running on some fumes on the way back. Track temperature's gone up a degree, so up to 30 degrees now. Air temperature has remained the same at 22. Forecast is looking good. Sunshine and blue skies on the way. Well, maybe a little bit overcast. So this is for P2. What's Ricker doing? Is he in the pits? I'll just double check. Hignett running a little bit deep there at the bus stop. Russell. I feel like that was a real last second decision. He's making his way in the pits. Max Ricker is in the pits as well. So he's still heading down that pit lane. Like I said, it is a very, very long pit lane. And now the stakes are even higher between Terry Rayton and Benjamin Hignett. That's Steele in the Aston Martin tucked in behind these guys. So last week, Rayton, he was easily the longest of the runners. He went the deepest into the race with his fuel. So we'll see if he wants to do that again this evening. Ricker is almost at his box. So I'll keep an eye on that in the background. He's at 58, almost 60 seconds. So he hasn't even stopped yet in the pits. Russell is not far behind him. Frost is in the pits now, as is Perkins. So the AM class leader. He has made his way into the pits. In the meantime, this battle continues to rage on between Benjamin Hignett and Terry Rayton. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I wonder if we'll get a finish time around about 6 o'clock in the evening. That'd be nice. Might get sunset images. Probably not though. It's got maybe a little bit too early. We'll wait and see nonetheless. Ricker, so is he away? There he goes. So away goes Max Ricker. There's Vinny Canero. Canero goes through, so he holds the lead. There's Max Ricker coming out. So Canero remains in P1. Ricker in P2. Paul Russell, he's made his way out of the pits now as well. We've got Frost and Perkins, so Frost on his way now. When will these two reply? I feel like Benjamin Hignett is a sort of a long runner as well in terms of pit stops. And I'm sure as frustrating as he's probably found being stuck behind the Ford for a good part of over half an hour, I reckon, at this stage, he would definitely be enjoying the challenge. He'll become certainly very familiar with that rear wing of Terry Rayton as we look back from it right now. Track has gone back down to 29 degrees, so it was at 30 degrees at one stage there. Back down to 29. Top of Radion. Nice and smooth for both cars involved. Still got the 19 runners, which is fantastic. Started with 20. Rayton just defending. Although it didn't look like he necessarily needed to there, but just keeping his house in order, keeping everything in check. Peter Wall, the Silver Class leader, is in the pits. He's only just come in though, 24 seconds right now, so another minute 20 or so in the pit lane for him as these two continue to do battle. It's been a fantastic display actually of really close, hard racing, not making any contact whatsoever or anything sort of out of character or over the top. It's been a great fight to watch. Jack Steele is doing a great job as well. So this is first, second and third on the road right now. The gap between Canero and Rayton, so we're looking at general total pit time is about a minute 46, a minute 47. The gap between Rayton and Canero is at a minute 16 right now, so that is less than a pit stop in hand. So Canero's ticking all the boxes right now. Qualifying, done. Well, first it started with free practice, done. Qualifying, done. He's led the race from the very beginning. Here's Rayton, he's responding. So he's making his pit stop. Hignett is going on. Don't blame him. Get a little bit of free air. And that's Jack Steele behind him as well. So this is P1 and P2 in the race. Rayton in the pits. I'll keep an eye on him. A minute 47 is the time. Here's Canero just coming out of Pouon now. And Terry Rayton still not stationary. Total stop time is about 31 to 32 seconds. 32 to 33, sorry, not 31. So Rayton still travelling to his pit box. Vinny Canero is going to continue on. And is he going to be able to cover off Ricker? I don't think he will. Ricker isn't too far behind Canero. Rayton still not in his pit box yet. So you can see that's where he is now. Here comes Canero through the bus stop chicane. Ricker's not going to be too far away either. Rayton yet to be stationary, should be almost there. There he is, he's now stationary. So he's getting the work done on the car as we speak, as Canero making his way through the source. And we will see a change of lead. Well, net lead anyway. There's Rayton still in the pits. Yeah, there he goes. So there goes Canero. Here comes Ricker. He goes through as well. What about Russell? Where are we? Terry Rayton. Here comes Rayton. And there's Russell. Ooh, and there you can see Terry Rayton just going up through out of the pit lane. Will Russell have a bit of a run here? Didn't have the best of runs through Eau Rouge. Let's see if he can make up some ground on Terry Rayton, who's just come out of the pits. Not quite. So P6 for Russell at this stage. So he's still, so he's running in second, and these two have continued on. So the gap between Steele, well, both these drivers is at a minute 12, and minute 47 is the par time for a pit stop. That's Nando Latenzio just coming out of the pits there, trying to just steal a little bit of a draft was Hignett. Latenzio does the right thing for the blue flags, lets the faster drivers through. Good work, Nando Latenzio. Started from the pit lane, lost another one. So it's Coco, and I'm not too sure who the other one is. Down to 18 with 40 minutes remaining. Still pretty decent attrition, I would say. Here's Max Ricker. So he's about 7 seconds behind these guys. But Jeff Steele and Benjamin Hignett leading this one. When are they going to come out? Round about. So Canero, yeah, okay. So 20, 34. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to look. It's looking like Canero, Ricker, and Rayton have these two covered at this stage. Obviously, Rayton pitted earlier than both of these guys, who they were essentially all fighting together. Mainly Hignett and Rayton, though. Jack Steele was a bit more of a bystander to it all, as was Paul Russell. So I think Steele will be more thinking, can he cover off Russell, who was ahead of him? It's at a minute, so yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to. They're going to fall a little bit further down the tables than they'd like to. They're going to continue around another lap. So will going long work out? We will find out. So Canero's back out there. He's got no one around him at all. So he's got clear air all the way. 56. I saw the yellow flag. And that's Adrian Rice. What's happened here? So that's Mac. That's Fateney and Wall just up ahead. Oh, just a little tap there from Mac. He hasn't redressed that either. So let's see what happens after that if that goes to the TDP. They do look upon it very favourably if you redress. I'll just leave it at that. I won't editorialise that at all. We'll just let that get sorted out post-race. Oh, Adrian Rice has a bit of a moment there. That was at Lacombe. What happened here? No one bored with him. Is that Steele? Yeah, that's our race leaders. Oh, yeah, that's good effort. He just sort of glanced the wall instead of hitting it on an angle. So not a bad result there for Adrian Rice. That was probably best case scenario for him. So he's down in 14th position right now. He has made his stop, as has all the cars ahead of him. You can see that indicated by the little green square next to the car number. He's sitting third in class right now. Peter Wall is currently in first, and Fateney in second. He is a good 12, 13, 15, Yeah, it's about 17 plus seconds away from those guys right now. So the possibilities of a class victory are slim right now for Adrian Rice, but we still have over 37 minutes remaining, so anything can happen around here. Look at the top right hand corner under the little weather icon. What do I see there? I see rain clouds in 15 minutes. So air temperature 22, track 29, that's where it's been at for the majority of the race, but there is rain scheduled. It looks beautiful right now. It looks nice and clear skies, but it's looking like we're getting rain in about 15 minutes, so we would still have over 20 minutes of the race remaining. Ooh, this is going to be very spicy at the end, as Hignett and Steele continue on. Leading the race right now, Benjamin Hignett. Just checking out the stream quality here, see if it's okay. This looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks alright. Alright. Heather Russell cheering on Paul in the chat there. So, yeah, we've got weather on the way. That is going to throw a big curveball into this. Now, we've been going for already over an hour and 5 minutes. So rain potentially, less than 15 minutes away. I don't think Hignett can go that long though. So, and he can't. There we go. So he's coming into the pits. Jack Steele is going to continue on. And where is he going to come out? Probably around about P9, I think. But he won't be stationary as long. But he's going to be coming out sort of the bottom end of the top 10 at this stage. I'll wait and see. I'll keep the timer on him. He's already 25 seconds into his pit stop. In the meantime, Vinny Canero, he's just made his way out of campus, or however you pronounce it. Now through Paul Ferrer. And the nice and smooth flowing right, left. And then there'll be another left-hander of Blanchimont. Oh, that Porsche just looks absolutely delightful to drive right now. Vinny Canero has looked faultless so far this evening. He will be making his way not too far away. So here's Hignett. See how long he stays stationary for. 32 seconds is the par time. He's 12, 13 and counting as Vinny Canero makes his way through the source. He'll head down the hill and we will have a new net race leader. Jack Steele is the race leader, but he is yet to pit. Where's Max Ricker? See, he's coming through now as well. We're at 32 for Hignett, and that's it for him. Will Rayton be able to get Hignett? This is going to be pretty close here, I think. There we go. So Hignett coming out of the pits now. There's Terry Rayton. They're going to go up through Eau Rouge, and Rayton just gets him. So Terry Rayton able to get through. He maintains his position. So P4 right now for Terry Rayton. Hignett tucked in there. Paul Russell as well. And that's essentially the end of the basically the end of the pit stops, bar one. It'd be this man here, Jack Steele, and he's completing his stop right now. So he breaks for the line to go down to 50 kilometres. So that means this man here is going through Pulon. That's Vinny Canero. He will be taking the lead very, very shortly. What have we got here? Where is he? So Steele. He's not even stationary yet. Where is he going to come out? Oh, I don't even know now. We'll work it out. We'll find out where he is. So Hignet's come out in 5th. Russell 6th. Hayes, Reed, Frost 9th. Sorry, Frost and Peter Wall running at the top 10. So he's on track for a back-to-back class victory. But he's got Neil Fakeney only 2.4 seconds behind. So it's going to be a race to the end for Silver class. He's Steele. He hasn't stopped yet. He's still making his way to his pit box. So here comes Vinny. And he will come back into the lead. I'm just wondering, like, it's starting to get a little bit more overcast now, you can tell. That sun will shortly disappear. Track has gone to 28 degrees. Air temperatures remain the same. And we are expecting rain probably in the next sort of 10 minutes. I would say that forecast is about 10 minutes old now. Sorry, 5 minutes old. It says rain in 15. We'll wait and see. Ricker makes his way through. Steele coming out now. And this is going to work. Is this going to work out for him? Where's Terry Rayton? Terry Rayton coming. So Jack Steele. What was your pit stop time? Oh, he was only stationary for 20 seconds. So I wonder if Hignet's missed a trick there, because he was stopped for 32. As was everyone else, but he pitted one of the latest. Whereas Steele, he's only been stopped stationary for 20 seconds. 12 seconds less than the others. And it's absolutely paying off for him, because he's currently in P3. And Terry Rayton is 6.5 seconds behind him. So great stuff from Jack Steele. He's got his strategy on point. And he is looking on track for a potential podium. That would be his second podium in a row. A second, third. That was Herbertron in the Ferrari. So that wasn't Terry Rayton, the man chasing him down. This is going to be a great finish. We're in store for an action-packed last half an hour with rain imminent. And you can just start to see getting a little bit more overcast. Have a look at that weather. Let's go on board. They give you a bit better look. So we had nice blue skies not too long ago. And now that weather is moving in, as you can see, as is forecasted. And we are going to get some precipitation at Spa. Kind of par for the course around here. I think it rained extremely heavily at the 24 hour as well. Sort of the night session was pouring down from memory. I didn't get to watch as much of it as I would have liked, to be fair. And it's kind of hard when you're coming down from the spectacle that is Le Mans as well. That's always a bit of a interesting one. Alright, here we go. This weather continuing to close in. Track down to 28. You can see that it has gotten quite overcast now. So rain not too far away. Is it going to favour anyone? Is anyone going to be able to take advantage of it? This is Mac all over the back of Fakeney. That's Perkins in the background. He's the AM class leader with 28 minutes remaining. And James Mack almost able to get it done. But he's going to go the over-under there, but they're just going to go side-by-side drag race down the hill towards Eau Rouge. It's BMW versus Porsche. And the Porsche wins out. Nice work there from James Mack. So he moves up into P11. So he has started in 19th, up 8 positions. I don't think he likes Spa necessarily. So in saying that, he is putting on quite a good display right now. Almost the top 10. That'd probably be his target, I reckon, to crack the top 10. Now Peter Wall, he's the silver class leader. He's got this car on screen behind him, about 4.4, almost 4.5 seconds, the difference between Peter Wall and Neil Fakeney. Got James Mack in the middle of them. And so where we're at right now is Vinny Canero leads this one. Oh yeah, rain on the way. Vinny Canero leads this one. Max Rick has 5 seconds the difference between him and Canero. Steele is sitting in third, 11 seconds the gap. 3.4 seconds the difference between Rayton and Steele. Steele's just done his first hot lap after his pit stop. He's come in at a 2-minute 19.685. Terry Rayton did a 2-minute 18.482. So that gap there is down to 3.7 seconds. So it's on right now for the final podium position between Steele and Rayton. Hignett, he is 4 seconds down the road. He was 2/10 slower than Rayton on that previous lap. So he's making no inroads there at the moment. Paul Russell sitting in 6th, a couple seconds behind Hignett. Tightly behind him is Mitch Hayes. He's on very similar pace between Russell and himself. Then you've got James Pierre Reid 4 seconds down the road, and Frost in 9th. He's 10 seconds off Reid, and Peter Wall 20 seconds off Matt Frost. But leading the silver class, Lee Perkins is leading the AM class. But more importantly, it looks like that rain's probably got to stick around as well. It's got the little plus symbol next to it for rain in 15 minutes plus. So we might have a wet finish here. And because it's such a long lap as well, that decision to make the pit stop is going to be so important. Timing is going to be everything here. So being on the right tyre at the right time, especially given wet conditions, people have got some choices to be made, and it could make or break races. We're in for a very exciting finish. From a spectator view, we certainly are. From a racer's perspective, you don't want to be in this position. You just want the same conditions throughout. Familiarity and consistency is what you're really after here, but as a viewer, we want chaos. We want some action. It has been a good race, I have to admit. I didn't necessarily have any expectations, but yeah, good strong turnout, 20 cars, and we've seen some really good racing. Please see plenty of cars with some the enduro lights on. One of them is Mitch Hayes. He started in P7, currently finds himself in 7th. And then this is Lee Perkins, the other close battle on track right now. So we're looking like we're probably going to have a wet finish. Or will we? That's going to be the other choice. Will they? Oh, there it is. It's rain. It's like just hit straight away. All right. So, like that just didn't even start spitting. Track's still at optimum. So they'll probably have a lap to get around. That rain is here. For at least the next 15 minutes, it's looking like. Are they going to be able to weather the storm? Literally and figuratively. Or will they make a stop? This is Kidira. So he's coming through Puon now. Track has gone to Greasy already. So I think they're definitely going to need to stop here. The rain's coming down pretty hard as well. What's it like on board? He hasn't got the wiper going yet. Wonder if he's got it automatic. I don't think he's got it automatic. because if he had it automatic, it would be on by now. So, has he mapped the weather? Has he mapped the windscreen wiper? Not. I think he's trying to. He was pressing a button there. I think it might have been the wiper button. It looks like the wiper there, WIP, the little black one there next to the blue one. Will he stop? Yes, he is. Our race leader is coming in. So that's Lewin. Ricker is staying out. That does not surprise me. He's a bit of a gambler. He's a risk taker, Max Ricker. Car 56. Adrian Rice. What's happened, Adrian Rice? The back end just wanting to slip out there. That car looking very slippery, and around he goes, and that's the cherry on the top for his race, unfortunately. So Steele is in the pits. Rayton is the pits. We go back to the live images. Here they all are. Here's Rayton, Hignett, Hayes, Pierre Reid. Everyone's coming into the pits. Paul Russell continued on. There he is. So he made his way. That was Vinny Canero there. So he's the first of the. He's leading the charge. So Canero, Rayton, Steele, Hignett, Hayes, Reid, Frost. They've all come into the pits. Peter Waugh, what is he going to do? This is the next batch of cars to come through. Yep, he's coming into the pits. James Mack is going to come into the pits. So is Fakeney. So is Perkins. So it looks like the consensus is it's wet enough to make a stop. It's at Greasy right now. And Max Ricker has stayed on. 2:21 was his previous lap. That was a couple of seconds slower than sort of what the average pace was. Let's see how it's going. The track has gone to damp. So he would have still had a little bit of temperature in the tyres. Paul Russell. Let's see how he's faring on board. Oh, that's never a good feeling. That's never a good feeling. Ooh. It's a long way to come. We've come almost 80 minutes. Don't want it to fall apart now. So Canero, he is out. He's up the Camel Straight. How long were they in there for? It was 31 seconds. And Ricker, looking like he's handling the conditions relatively well. Is he going to make the stop, or will he continue on? Oh, I love it. Max Ricker going for it. He's saying, stuff this. I'm not going to be conservative. If I want to win, I'm going to risk it. I'm win it or bin it. And he is going for it. What is Paul Russell going to do? I love it. Max Ricker. This is good stuff. What did he do? What was his lap time? 2:31 though. Other guys were doing 2:22s. I don't know if it's the right choice. Paul Russell said, stuff it. I'm going for it as well. I'm going to ride it out. That rain looks like it's going to be here until the end though, judging by the forecast. Here's Canero. He's on the wet tyres. Still doesn't have the wiper going though. That might be a bit of an issue. Pierre Reid, he's got the wiper going. What's happened to Mitch Hayes? Is he on the dry tyres still? No, I don't think so. Rain's coming down pretty hard. The track is at damp still. 24 degrees, so it dropped down from 28, 29 where it was. Air temperature is still at 20 degrees. This is fourth position. Swally Masterson, he's leading the AM class. Did he pit? He didn't, no. So he's still on the dry tyres right now. Oh, and you can just feel how uncomfortable that is through the screen. How's Ricker going? Oh, this is... What's the gap between... A minute 16 between him and Canero. Track has gone to wet. You would have to think... Oh, you're kind of in a... He's got Peter Wall behind him right now. This is not full position. And I think Peter Wall... has he pitted? Yeah, I think he has for wet tyres. You can see the difference between wet and dry right here. Oh, this is sketchy. This is sketchy. Peter Wall gets through without any dramas. I was thinking more sketchy from the point of view of a driver on slicks in these wet conditions. And will he cry enough? I think he has. No, he hasn't. Max Ricker says, I'm going for it. I don't care. I'm going to try and win this sucker. The gap is 23 seconds between him and Paul Russell, but Paul Russell, he hasn't pitted, so he's still on the dry tyres. Oh, that is hairy stuff. 17 minutes to go. The gap between Kinneiro and Ricker is a minute 10. It's 47 seconds, the gap between Russell and Kinneiro. And you have to give it to them. They're going for it. They're racing. And have a look at the weather forecast there. 5 more minutes of rain. Then it's going to clear up. This could be... Oh, they just need to survive it as Frost gets past Masterson. So he takes the position away. Let's have a look at that. Where are we? We're at Lacombe here. Oh, this could be a masterstroke from Russell and Kinneiro. This is Frost getting past Masterson, who I think did pit from memory. There we go. So Matt Frost, the 666, he moves into P9 as we go back to live images. So the gap is at a minute 9. 16 minutes left. How much longer are we going to get the rain? It's still coming down. Track is at wet. It's 45 seconds the gap between Russell and Kinneiro. Steele is 17 seconds back from Kinneiro in 4th. So the podium right now is looking like Ricker, Russell and Kinneiro. Terry Rayton, he's all over the back of Benjamin Hignett. Both of these drivers are on the wet tyres. And Max Ricker will be praying to the rain gods. Please stop soon. The sooner you stop, the better it's going to be. Track's still at wet. Rain still coming down. It's probably going to have to navigate another 2 or 3 laps in these conditions, and it'll need to get back. So it's going to be very, very tight. It's now at a minute 6. The gap between Ricker and Kinneiro, with 41 seconds the difference. Lap times that they're doing a 2 minute 41. Ricker did on the last lap, a 2 minute 42. So that's the dry tyre runners. 2 minutes 33 for Kinneiro and Steele, so 10 seconds a difference. Oh, this is going to be super, super tight. If it stops raining in the next 5 minutes, 39 seconds the gap. It's about 8 or 9 seconds of difference in lap time. Oh, this has turned out... Oh, Ricker! No! Oh! No, he's alright. Sorry, I thought he was out then for a second. He went down to the bottom of my timing screen, but he's okay. Here's Russell. Someone's dropped out. We're down to 17. That's what upset it. So, not too sure who that was. 37. That's Masterson. Hey, that's Wall coming through. What's happened here? That's the top of Radion. And, oh, yeah. Hey, that's not where you want to be facing. And, big thud into the Armco. That's Peter Wall coming through. And we go back to live images. So, last lap around, 2 minute 43 and a 45 to Ricker and Russell. 2 minute 33 to Kinneiro. What does he do? This trip around. The gap is at a minute, just under a minute now. He does a 2 minute 34 as Mack gets past Masterson, who's recovering from that spin. Now we've got Hignett and Terry Rayton. This is 5th and 6th. the gap is still 34 seconds between Russell and Kinnear. That's for second and third. It's at 56 seconds for Ricker and Kinnear. Less than 13 minutes remaining. Rain due to finish, and it hit. It didn't even start to sort of, it got here and it went bang. So will it stop as abruptly as it started? We'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, we're going to go on board with Terry Rayton, who's hunting down Benjamin Hignett. So these two have been fighting pretty much throughout the entire race, just about. They've had an epic scrap. It was Hignett following Rayton for the longest of times. But those roles have been reversed as Perkins getting the move done, and Neil Fakeney. So is William Masterson still on dry tyres? I'm not too sure. Anyway, back to this battle here. The rain continues to fall. 12 minutes remaining. The gap is at 52 seconds between Kinnear and Ricker. It's now less than 30 seconds between Kinnear and Russell. Can Russell hold on for a podium here? It's about 45 seconds the difference between Russell and Steele. So poor Russell to the what are you going to use? The risk and the reward. To the brave goes the victors, or whatever it is, whatever the saying. This is poor Russell, how he's travelling through the bus stop. Their times are starting to extend out. 2:45. So this is possibly the worst of the conditions. The rain still hasn't really... Oh, it's stopping. The rain is stopping. Is it stopping? It looks like it's becoming less intense, that's for sure. And this is exactly what Paul Russell and Max Rickett will be hoping. And the rain has looked like it's stopped. Maybe I'm a little bit presumptive there. I thought that it had. Stopped. I feel like it's just starting to... Not really by that shot, is it? Maybe I'm cheering it on a little bit at the moment. Oh, not from that shot. That shot looks like it's pouring down still. Alright, but yeah, their times are really starting to stretch out into the 45s now. And Kinnear is still circulating in the 33s. It's still 47 seconds the gap though between Ricker and Kinnear. It's down to 24 seconds between Kinnear and Russell. So I think the best Russell can hope for is probably third at this stage, because Kinnear is going to be on him in about 2 laps, which will leave us with 5 minutes to go. So he wants the rain to stop right now. He wants it over and done with. But even then, Hignett giving it absolutely everything through Eau Rouge and Radion. Yeah, this is tight stuff. You can see the rain continues to fall. Russell was a little bit better on that last trip, a 43.9. Still 10 seconds slower than the chasing Kinnear. Ricker was a 45. The gap, 43 seconds. Less than 10 minutes to go. 9 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. That's going to be the other thing as well. How close will he get? Will he have to do an extra lap? Ricker will not want to do that. The rain continuing to tumble. Wow, I was way off thinking that I was talking about the rain stopping. It's absolutely pouring out there still. Track is classified as wet. 24 degrees right now, so not bad. It was at 28 for most of the race. It's only dropped 4 degrees. Air temperature's at 22. 2-minute 43.4 to Ricker on that previous lap. What does Paul Russell do on this trip around? He was a 44 last lap. Now he does a 42.7. So he's starting to adapt a little bit to the conditions. 18.5 seconds the gap between him and Kinnear. Kinnear about to cross the line. He was doing a 33.9 on the previous trip. He invalidated that lap. He does a 32.6. So the wet tyres doing the trick. This could be an absolutely epic victory for Max Ricker here. He's got, so he'll be on him in about 4 laps. This, Ricker can do this. Ricker can win. Ricker can win. Fortune favours the brave. Here we go. Hignett and Rayton though. They're racing down the front straight into La Source. Hignett's got the inside line. If he can hold it through Eau Rouge and Radion, he might be able to give Terry Rayton a bit of a taste of his own medicine. Where he went defensive on the inside line into Lacombe. Oh, it's a good run though from Terry Rayton. As we go on board in the spray. Look at that. That is extremely difficult conditions. Hignett does exactly that. He goes defensive on the inside. Doesn't go all the way in the end. And they remain P5 and P6. The gap now between Canero and Paul Russell is at 12 seconds, the gap. So that's come down a hell of a lot. It's still 34 seconds, the difference. Hignett drifting around Bruxelles. Now into turn 11. Those tyres will be very, very hot after that. And the rain should stop imminently. According to the forecast, rain should be stopping any minute now. And Ricker and Russell will both be wanting it to stop right now. It's less than 10 seconds the difference between Canero and Russell. It's still at 34 seconds the difference though. 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in this one. There's about another 3 laps, maybe 4 tops. It's going to be so close. This is a championship drive as well for Max Ricker. Here's our reigning defending champion, Hignett. Big slide again. That's opened up the door for Terry Rayton. He's going to have to go around the outside though. Hignett will have the inside line. Can Rayton inch ahead before the bus stop chicane? They go through Blanchimont. Oh, he runs wide. Gets on the AstroTurf. And Terry Rayton just gets ahead into the bus stop chicane. Able to pull it up just in time. Makes his way through there. Hignett looking like he gets a good run out of there. The rear of the car squirming under acceleration. And he manages to get past. So all the good work that Terry Rayton had done comes undone in one turn. And it's Hignett. Oh, he runs a little bit deep there at La Source. That's going to open up the opportunity for Terry Rayton. You don't want to give this guy any sort of sniff. He doesn't need much to get past. It's less than 6 seconds the gap between Russell and Canero. Hignett giving it absolutely everything right now at the top of Radion. It's going to be a drag race now down the Kemmel Straight. Terry Rayton tucked in the spray. And Hignett looks like he's going to be able to defend for now. Less than 5 minutes to go. 4.5 minutes remaining. Here's the difference between Vinnie Canero and Paul Russell. There you go. You can see Russell there just going through Pouon. And the rain continues to fall. So 4 minutes, 18 seconds to go. It says that it shouldn't be raining according to the forecast. But it continues to rain, and that plays into the hands of this man on screen, Vinnie Canero. He did not put a foot wrong. He was the top of the times in free practice. He was top of the times in qualifying. He led for most of the race, and the rain, is it stopped? It has stopped. Paul Russell not wanting to give this up with a fight. This is the optimal time for him. This is his time to shine. This is the conditions coming back in his favour with less than 4 minutes to go. Canero, though, on the wet tyre. So much more traction. And he gets the move done. So he drops Russell into third. Paul Russell here. He just wants to bring this home. 3.5 minutes to go. 2 laps they're going to have to do here. Max Ricker, he's 26 seconds up the road. This is looking like an unlikely victory for Max Ricker. He took the gamble. And it's going to pay off. Jack Steele is 10 seconds down the road from Paul Russell. This track is going to take more than 2 laps to dry out. but he'll be thankful that it's stopped raining. Can he hold on to a podium position? A 2-minute 40 was the last lap from Ricker. A 2-minute 33. The gap is at 24 seconds. So with a couple of laps still to go, drive-through penalty. 15, car 15. That is James Pierre Reid. He's had such a good race. He started in 13th, up into 7th, and he gets a drive-through. So that's a very, very unfortunate end of the race for him. 2.5 minutes remaining. That's going to drop him down the field. I wonder if he just continue on and serve it post-race. We'll wait and see. In the meantime, Hignett and Rayton continue to battle on. Another trip around. The gap between Steele and Russell is at 7 seconds now. Oh, can Paul Russell hold on for a podium? This is a cracker. Who's leading the silver class? Peter Wall. He's looking to go back-to-back. Lee Perkins is looking to take his second AM class victory. And Benjamin Hignett and Terry Rayton, who were in podium contention for a big chunk of this race, now battling it out over 5th and 6th. It's been absolutely first-class racing between these two as well. Hasn't been anything that's been it's been just really good, hard, clean, fair racing between the two. I've certainly enjoyed it. I hope our viewers have enjoyed it. And I've got a good guess that these two have enjoyed themselves as well. Just did I move away from that too quickly? Oh, that car looks like it just can't quite get the power down. Hignett, we've seen the back squirming and squealing, and Rayton just sneaks past. Can he get it done? Hignett is not going to give this up with a fight, without a fight. Side by side they go. And Rayton gets the move done. He takes home P5 right now. A minute to go. So here we go. Leader is on the last lap. Paul Russell and Jack Steele. This is for the final podium position. Paul Russell needs to defend for another lap and a bit to take home a podium. Steele had the better acceleration through there. And Jack Steele gets the job done on Paul Russell and demotes him into P4. Terry Rayton 6 seconds down the road. The track is still wet. Paul Russell, can he hang on here? This is the big question. But this man here, Max Ricker, he is hanging on. It's 16 seconds the difference. His last lap was a 2-minute 39. So he's gotten better and better in these conditions. Russell has as well. He was a 2-minute 40. Oh no, Ricker! Oh, so close! So close. He's lucky he's got a 16-second gap. Oh, this is great stuff. How good. Into Bruzells he goes. Hignett and Rayton continue to squabble. And there was Paul Russell just up the road. So he will be hoping, can he hold on to P4? Jack Steele needs to not make any mistakes. We've gone 0-0. James Pierre Reid is serving his penalty right at the end here. There's Russell. You can see on the screen now. Rayton getting a little bit sideways. Coming out of Lacombe. Look at that. Power sliding through. Ricker, he just needs to navigate another sort of a third of a lap here. Coming through campus now. Kinnear 11 seconds down the road. Paul Russell, can he hold on for P4? He's being hunted down right now by Terry Rayton. He's got about half a lap he needs to defend for. And no, he can't do it. So Rayton on those wet tyres. He's able to get through. Drive-through cleared from from James Pierre Reid, and Hignett gets through. So Paul Russell down into 6th. He continues his trend, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then 6th this evening. But this man here, fortune favours the brave. He's got the number 1 on the side of the car for a reason. He's our reigning defending champion. He is going to be the 3rd different winner of the season. He's just got the bus stop to navigate. He'll need to go past the GP pit lane. No, there it is. Well done, Max Ricker. Congratulations. What a victory. That was an absolute cracker. Vinny Kinnear, you got to feel for him. because he didn't do anything wrong. Look at that, the sun's coming out now as well. Jack Steele, he is going to come home in a very well-deserved P3. Congratulations to him. Well done to Jack Steele. Terry Rayton. Oh, and Benjamin Hignett. They're going to fight it out all the way till the end. And Hignett just gets in. What a cracker. Hignett finishes 4th. Rayton in 5th. Russell in 6th. Mitch Hayes, he's going to come home 7th. Congratulations to Max Ricker, though. That was an absolutely cracking finish. That was a great race. That was an awesome 100 minutes of Spa. Mitch Hayes, he's going to come home 7th. I think he started 7th. He did. Frost started 8th. Wall started 9th. And it looks like Peter Wall is going to take home the 2nd class victory in a row. Well done to Hayes. Frost in 8th. 9th and 1st in silver class is Peter Wall. Drive through for car 936. That's Mick Luen down there in 15th or 16th position. Here's our silver class winner. Congratulations to Peter Wall. Well done. That's 2 in a row. First multiple class winner for silver is Peter Wall. James Pierre Reid, after serving that penalty. James Mack trying to get a top 10 finish here. Not going to be able to do that now. Reid 10th, 11th. Mack Fakeney, he's 2nd in silver. And Lee Perkins, we're going to have the first multiple AM class winner as well. And can he finish 12th? No, he can't. He comes home in 13th. But congratulations. I'm definitely looking forward to this post-race interview with Max Ricker. That was awesome. What an absolutely cracking race. So we'll get these post-race interviews underway shortly. Just give me a second. I'll quickly save that. Beautiful. We're done. Alright, and let's get these guys in the green room. Where are we? Get out of here. Oh, awesome race. Awesome race. Where are we? Green room. Alright, we'll see if we can get everyone in there. Alright, so let me quickly put it in the chat.
Nick!
Oh, hey, Max Ricker! How are you, my man? That was awesome, dude!
Oh, it was tense.
You
Oh,
almost
it was
lost
tense.
it.
Oh.
You almost lost it. Oh, I got it on the stream. You almost. I think it was at Lacombe, I think, or Brussels. I can't remember. Oh
yes.
man, that was close, dude. How awesome! How do you feel? That was awesome.
That was good. It's the second time that we race here. Last year we raced here and it was all wet, and I managed to win it. Be going for a risky strategy because it was dry and it started raining and we went out. I went out on wet, and this time staying out. I was like, there was 22 minutes I think left, and I was like, this pit lane is so long. I didn't have the numbers in my head, but I was like, I should be able to keep up around 10 seconds. And if it's like, what was the stop? 1 minute, almost 2 minutes, almost a lap.
It was a minute 38, I think, was the.
So those are 13 laps. You see, 14 laps.
Yeah.
Basically, losing 10 seconds a lap, 14 laps would have been more than 22 minutes. You know, I was like, should be fine, but I did the counts very quickly. You know, I was like, I'll just try it. I saw everyone going in, and after 3 laps, I was like, oh yeah, no, that wasn't the right call, Max. So you're gonna suffer here. But then it stopped raining, and it went. It was a little bit better. To be honest, it was like, if I didn't make a mistake, I would have had another lap if I needed to.
Yeah.
Probably to stay in front, but it was tricky. It's great. I wasn't expecting it. Dini was flying on the dry. The second stint, I was getting closer a little bit, but he was flying.
How hard were you pushing in the dry? Because it seemed like Kinero was just continuously just building the gap, and it was 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. How hard did you have to push to keep up?
Yeah, it was weird. I started with my pressures, my rear tires weren't up to pressure in
Yeah.
the first stint, and I just rectified on the second one. And I don't know what happened to Vinny because suddenly Vinny was lapping mid 18s and I was low 18s, but he was lapping before in the first stint faster than me. So yeah, I think by the end of the race, if it was dry, I maybe could have get close to him, but the rain helped me a lot.
Yeah, and what was the thought process like? Because you were, I think Kiniro came into the pits first, and you weren't far behind him, and you didn't come in. And then once you saw everyone else coming in, what was going through your head then?
Yeah, that's where I said, "Oh, wrong call," because I saw him coming in, and I'm like, 22 minutes. It's a long pit lane, you know. It's like it's not worth it. It's not worth it, you know. And I remember JP was last race that we did. JP was on dry, and he was doing well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Paul too. Paul did the same strategy. The problem is that he unfortunately was those 26 seconds behind me.
Yeah.
27, and yeah, he almost made it.
The rain didn't finish early enough for Paul. He finished sixth, so he couldn't quite hold on, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it was good. It was good. It was great racing. Also at the beginning with Ben and Terry at the beginning, they were super quick. I knew that it was 50 minutes, and I was like, oh, I think like we're pushing a little bit too much. But Vinny was pushing, and his tires were great. So at least he was managing. Yeah. I don't know. I had the problem with T1. I couldn't digest T1 all night. I don't know why. Yeah. And then on the wet was much better.
Well, I said on the stream that fortune favors the brave, and you took the risk and it came off, mate. So that was that was a very, very exciting last sort of half an hour of the race. That was awesome, and a very, very well deserved first win of the season and the third different winner in the first 4 rounds, which is really exciting for the championship.
Yeah. It's good to try to retain the championship, even though between Terry, Andy, everyone, Steely, Hignett, Vinny, Paul, everyone is
fast guys.
Everyone is quick. Yeah. Thank you. I was thinking about you. I was like, oh, Nick is gonna love this.
I was loving it.
Dry.
It wasn't in overall before the weather. It was a good race though. It was very enjoyable, but that just like took it up a notch. So yeah, I got pretty excited at the end. I think you'll enjoy the stream.
I'll go and watch it right now.
Awesome. All right. Well, congratulations, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Cheers.
See ya.
All right, and I think we've got Peter Wall in the room. Are you there, Wallsy?
I am, mate.
How are you? Congratulations. You're back second week in a row.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. The Ferrari did not feel good around Spa. It was pretty terrible and felt a bit lethal, but I just tried to get a decent race set up and just tried to just be consistent, which sort of, for the first part of the race, I had Crunch and Rice behind me, but I managed to just pull like a second and a half gap, and then I could just sort of control the pace because I was trying to run long. But yeah, it was pretty stressful. Yeah.
Well, considering that you're saying it was a bit tough out there, you did qualify. Were you top 10 tonight? I think, but you were fastest.
Yeah, P9.
Yeah, and you were fastest of the silver drivers as well. And then you've won the silver class. How was it for you? That last part of the race when it wet, you were one of the, well, I think nearly every driver bar 2 decided to pit. Was that just a no-brainer for you? Like, you're not going to risk it. I'm going for the pits.
Yeah, and pretty much, and like even in that one lap where it started raining, I'd lost all temper in the tires anyway, and it's just like, because I was leading, it's like I was banking on Crunch wasn't going to stop. He would just follow me in, so it worked pretty well. And looking at the weather, I knew it was going to rain all the way through until the end of the race, like maybe a minute or two different. But so, yeah, it was interesting. But the Ferrari in the wet has absolutely zero steering wheel.
Yeah,
like,
right. Okay.
Anything. You can't feel anything in the wheel. So it was like driving with no force feedback.
Oh, really?
Interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting what Herb felt as well when you talk to Herb. But
same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah,
it took
right.
me 2 laps. Took me about 2 laps to adjust to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was quite interesting. But yeah, otherwise, like it actually, once I turned the traction control up and turned the ABS down, it actually was really good, and I was on pace with the pros in the wet, so I was pretty happy with that. But yeah, it was one of those races where I wasn't expecting much, but it just sort of I don't know. I think I had a decent qualifying and just sort of controlled the pace for once.
Yeah, you had a good race. Qualified ninth and finished. You won the
Eighth.
class.
Eighth or ninth.
Eighth. Yeah, and I can't necessarily recall any real sort of battles that you had along the way. There was a lot of stuff going on at the sort of the front of the field that I was keeping up with. But I think every time I sort of came across your name, you were just sort of trotting along. I think for a little while there it was yourself, Neil Fakeney and Adrian Rice who were all running sort of three abreast there. Adrian had a couple of sort of issues towards the end there that sort of brought him undone, and then Neil Fakeney ended up dropping off a little bit there as well, and you were able to take it home. But yeah, I'm not too sure if you can fill us in or if it was a pretty sort of straightforward race for you.
Yeah, so I planned to run long, but at the about 25-minute mark, my rear tyres just completely went off in the first stint, and that's when Crunch really started coming back at me before he stopped.
Yeah.
But I did 2 more laps, and he must have had a slightly slow stop because I think I gained 3 or 4 seconds in that stop. And then as soon as I saw the rain, because I was planning to take it easy, because I took the first 2 laps easy, and then as soon as I saw the rain was coming, I just went flat out because I don't care about these tyres anymore. And so I managed to pull a nice gap in the rain, and then so that's where it sort of ended up for me, which was nice.
Yeah, well, congratulations, mate. 2 in a row. So that's awesome. That's great for the championship as well. You think you were second in class?
8 behind Rice, and I think Rice didn't have a great race. So
he didn't. Yeah, didn't have a good sort of back end of the race. So it'd be good for your championship standings. But congratulations, mate. Well done, and we'll see if we can do it 3 in a row in a couple of weeks.
Cheers, mate, and as always, thanks for doing the stream.
No dramas. Thank you. All right, and then Herbertron, I'm not too sure why you're in here, because Lee Perkins was the AM class.
No, they ditched you.
What did he win the? Oh no, I think it was Mark Stevens. I can't remember, but so we didn't do a post interview with him, and he put something in the chat, so I was hoping to get him tonight, but
I don't know. He bailed straight away, so I don't know. Maybe because it was a longer race, he needs to get up early in the morning or something like that. And then Crunch put in for Wally in the chat for Wally to jump in, but he usually goes pretty quick, actually, Wally. So then I was the next one on the queue, mate. So
well, walk us through your race. Was it so? Last time out winner, and then I can't remember. You were up there again in qualifying, I think, from memory.
Yeah, I bombed me good lap. The best in the Ferrari I've done is 19.4 or 5. I've done a 19 in the McLaren, but I wasn't expecting too much. I was just mainly the main plan was that I thought I'd be towards the back, and that Lee had about probably half a second on average better pace over in the race. So I was just looking at damage limitation and just keep within sort of a couple of places of them, really, him and Wally. But same as me with the Ferrari with the tyres. My tyres went off, and that's where I had about a 3-second gap on Wally, and he came back at me, and I was struggling, and through that same sort of period, that's where I picked up 4 warnings to get the DT. So
right.
So that sort of killed me race, and then it was just a matter of just trying to keep in touch. I was about 34 seconds behind Lewin when the rain hit, so I was catching him sort of between 3 and 5 seconds a lap with the rains once I had sort of adjusted to the sort of wet field.
Yeah, you had that same issue as well.
Yeah. Just first couple of laps are just just very light in the steering wheel, no real grip there. I think I went up to about 9 traction and even put TC2 up to 2 to try and get a bit of a feel there, and that sort of steadied it then. But I've never been quick at Spa for some reason. I know the track, but because I used to do it in F1 or in the F1 game a lot, but I've just never been quick. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I can't take a Rouge, flat. So that's half of it. I'll probably lose about 4/10 with that.
Yeah, well, it's we all have our strong tracks and our weaker tracks, but you did all right overall, and I think Wally Masterson, he had some issues at the end, so sort of the AM championship will still be pretty tight. Lee Perkins was sitting there in third, so
yeah, I think we all just finished one place in all in a row. So that was my main aim, was just to limit the damage of those guys being too many places in front of me. So
yeah,
I think that was achieved.
Yep.
So,
well done on this evening, and I think we're moving on to Budapest in a couple of weeks, which will be exciting.
So that'll be good.
Yeah,
I'll have to give. It's usually not a bad track. Zandvoort and Silverstone are not too bad for me as well. So it'll be interesting.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it then.
No worries. Thanks, mate. Thanks
Cheers.
for the stream.
No dramas. Cheers. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Cool. All right, that is everything, everyone. So that's the 100 minutes of Spa, and I have to say that was 100 exciting minutes. That was a great race to watch. I hope you all enjoyed that as well. So as mentioned earlier, we're going to take a week's break, and then we'll be back to do it again after that. It'll be 100 minutes of Budapest. So a much, much different circuit to the one that we saw tonight. But thanks for everyone for watching. Thanks for all the drivers. Congratulations to Max Ricker, Peter Wall, and Lee Perkins, and commiserations to Vinny Canero. Very, very, very stiff tonight. Didn't do anything wrong all race, and just it was bad luck, really. It was just the rain came at the wrong time, and Max Ricker took the chance. So all right, I'm looking forward to do it again. Take a week break, and we'll be back. Until then, take care of yourself. Stay safe. My name's Nick.